Are you about to be going to trial and you're nervous about cross-examination? My name's Carl Birkhead. I'm an attorney with Wirth Law Office in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been doing family and criminal law for about 7 years now, and I want to help you make law easy by just telling you a little bit about what cross-examination is and what to expect, so that hopefully, when you get to court, you feel a little bit more comfortable about what's coming. So, let's start with the basics. Cross-examination is what happens after your lawyer has had an opportunity to ask you questions. So let's say it's a divorce case, for example. Your lawyer's already put you on the stand. You've gone through your case in chief, or at least your direct testimony for part of your case in chief. And the other side now gets to ask you questions to try to poke holes in your testimony. They're going to try to trip you up. They're going to try to confuse you. They're going to try to spin the facts in such a way as to where you don't come off as credible, or you end up double talking, or you lie to the court, or you just or it makes it look like you're misrepresenting yourself. It's okay to be nervous about this, and it's okay to be flustered on the stand. The best thing I can tell you, and I tell all of my clients this, is to just answer that attorney's questions as honestly and as succinctly, as shortly as possible. You don't need to try to get into a back and forth with opposing counsel on cross-examination. And a lot of times when people try to do that, it ends up going badly for them. As an example, I had a client a few years ago. He and I were doing a blind plea, which is basically in a criminal case. We were entering a plea of guilty, but we didn't like the offer that the state was giving us, so we were just throwing ourselves to the mercy of the court, saying we were guilty and asking the court to give us a light sentence, even though the state didn't want to. So during the course of the blind plea, my client's on stand, and he and I are talking, and I get through it. He's looking really good, and then the prosecutor gets up and starts asking him questions. And instead of just, yeah, no, yeah, whatever, he starts getting into it with the prosecutor and going back and forth with the prosecutor, and ultimately ends up shooting himself in the foot by confessing to a crime that he hadn't been charged with. Guys, I promise you, the worst thing that you can do is try to argue for yourself in those situations. Your attorney's going to be there. They're going to hear the cross-examination questions. And more often than not, they're going to get an opportunity to do what's called redirect, which means that after the opposing counsel is done cross-examining you, I get to get back up and I get to go, bring my notes up from whatever happened during cross and say, okay, just now you guys were talking about this and it didn't really seem like you were able to fully explain yourself. Let's talk about it. I will help you. Your attorney will help you clean up any mess that you think was made during your cross-examination. So don't let yourself get flustered. Don't let yourself get too broken up about whatever points you think the opposing counsel scored whenever you're being crossed, because your attorney is going to be able to help you get it back on track. If you have questions about this, absolutely call us. My name is Carl Birkhead. I'm with Wirth Law Office, and I want to help you make law easy.